Okay, so who plays Melee for anything but the trophies? It's the best part. You love the collectible aspect of this game. We all do. So that's why we're going to go through them all today. Known worldwide as Mr. Nintendo, Mario uses his incredible jumping ability to thwart the evil Bowser time after time. While he's best known as a hero, Mario has played many roles, including racer, doctor, golfer, and villain. His tastes have changed over 20 years of gaming. He long ago swapped the colors of his shirt and overalls. Mario is a character without any glaring weaknesses and plenty of strong attacks. He even equipped with a Meteor Smash. He's a straightforward character who will reflect the actual skills of players. Mario's cape will turn other characters in the opposite direction and can also reflect missile weapons. Mass determines how easily a character can be sent flying, as well as a character's physical strength. Mario's mass is the standard upon which other Smash fighters are measured. His super jump punch sends foes skyward in a shower of coins, while the Mario Tornado pulls in nearby foes, spins them silly, and scatters them every which way. While he now prefers the laid-back jungle lifestyle to construction site mischief, DK is often forced back into action by the Kremlin crew. The Great Ape is quick, fast, despite his burly physique, or is quite fast despite his burly physique, and he keeps his strength up with a steady diet of his favorite food, bananas. His one extravagance, and only one piece of clothing, is a monogrammed necktie. Donkey Kong is a huge target in a fight, so he hates crowds. When he's in the fray, his giant punch deals serious damage to multiple enemies. The big ape's headbutt hits so hard that it temporarily buries opponents in the ground. DK is a lot faster than he looks, and he's lethal in the hands of a master. Being the strongest simian around, DK has the upper hand once he grabs an opponent. He can even lift his foes up and make him or her an unwilling traveling companion. If DK grabs you, shake your control stick as fast as you can to break his grip. His spinning Kong covers more lateral distance than vertical, so use it quickly to recover. Even in his youth, Link was already becoming the warrior who would carry the destiny of Hyrule and many other lands on his shoulders. His epic struggles against the forces of darkness are written in legend, and he is bound to the Princess Zelda and the arch-fiend Ganondorf by the awesome power of the Triforce. Burdened with a shield, a heavy sword, and plenty of equipment, Link is not a very mobile character. Nevertheless, he's skilled with the blade, and his various supply of missile weapons make him a powerful fighter. To master Link, you must control the pace by balancing your long-range attacks with head-to-head swordplay. Link's bow, boomerang, and bomb all take time to wield, so you may want to try drawing them in mid-air to prevent your foes from attacking you while you're vulnerable. The spin attack can score consecutive mid-air hits, and the final slash is very powerful. Link's bombs are his trump card, but he can't pull out. What the fuck am I reading? But he can't pull out one if he's carrying another item. Oof. Said the F word within 3.5 minutes of the video. Who cares? Not getting monetized anyways. This is Intergalactic Bounty Hunter's full name is Samus Aran. Clad in a power suit made by the Chozo race and infused with their enhanced blood, she cleared the planet Zebes, I don't know, of a Metroid infestation. Samus is an orphan, the sole survivor of a space pirate raid that destroyed Earth colony named K2L. Samus has an abundance of projectile weapons, making her a long-distance attack specialist. The most powerful weapon in her arsenal is her charge shot, but be warned, it can be reflected. Her missiles have homing capabilities, but when fired as smash attacks, they fly on a straight trajectory and have boosted power. While Samus's arsenal of missile weapons is indeed formidable, her enemies are in for a rude awakening if they guard against nothing else. Her grappling beam captures foes and latches onto walls, and the screw attack drags foes upwards in a series of spins that doubles as a recovery move. Oof. I'm hoping that didn't play. Samus can also use her bombs to perform double jumps. Yoshis are gentle, fleet of foot dinosaurs that make their homes on idyllic Yoshi Islands. They come in a variety of colors and have evolved an interesting trait to help increase their numbers. They can transform anything they swallow into an egg. With adhesive tongues and bottomless bellies, Yoshis have been known to eat anything. To make up for his lack of power, airborne attacks, Yoshi has a miraculous jumping ability and is resistant to damage while in the air. Yoshi can also swallow a foe and transform him or her into an egg. Try doing this to close an edge. The speed and power of the egg roll increases if you hold down the B button, but it'll be tougher to control. Yoshi has no third jump, so the timing of his second jump is of vital importance. The angle and distance of his egg throw can be altered by how you tilt the control stick, and how long you press the B button when Yoshi lands after doing his Yoshi Bomb star, appear on either side of him, making it hard for enemies to deliver counterattacks. A denizen of the far-off peaceful planet Popstar, Kirby became a citizen of Dreamland after defeating King Dedede. Even though he's only about 8 inches tall, Kirby is an extremely skilled technician. He has the unique ability to absorb the powers of his enemies, and his elastic body makes him a versatile adventurer. Kirby's small size lets him dodge many attacks, but his lightweight makes him fly far when struck. Using his ability to inflate, he can jump 5 times. His swallow attacks create wild combos. Not only can he copy foes' moves, but he'll also put on special hats and mimic their voices. His hammer is unwieldingly powerful. Because of his lightweight, Kirby is always in danger of being sent flying, but his ability to puff up and fly allows him to come back from amazing distances. His final cut strikes on the way down, or on the way up and on the way down, and it sends out a beam of force upon landing. Kirby transforms into various objects and crashes down when he uses his stone technique. Fox McCloud is the leader of a band of adventurers for the hire, known as the Star Fox. Fox and his fellow pilots Peppy, Slippy, and Falco patrol the Lilat system and their mothership, the Great Fox. From the cockpit of his Airwing, I haven't played Star Fox in forever. Fox leads the ceaseless pursuit of evil scientist Andross, who doomed Fox's father. Fox is among the quickest and nimblest of Smash Bros. Characters. His speed is offset by lower firepower, however, and he's better at one-on-one fights than melee with multiple foes. His blaster is unique. It does damage, but it doesn't make enemies flinch. His Fox illusion is best used as a surprise attack. Fox falls quickly, so he's a tough target to strike from below. However, this advantage can work against him when he goes flying sideways. You can use the control stick to set the direction of Firefox technique while it's charging up. On a side note, Fox is also much lighter than he was in N64 Super Smash Bros. Game. Alright, that's a weird side note. This isn't going good. It's safe to say that Pikachu is the most famous and popular of all the Pokemon. It has electric pouches in both cheeks when in danger. It shoots electricity at its enemies. Although Pikachu can evolve into Raichu by exposure to a Thunderstone, many trainers like Pikachu so much that they don't let it evolve. While its electric attacks such as Thunder and Thunder Jolt are powerful, Pikachu is at its best speeding around the fray, waiting for its chance to strike. You can patrol the path of Pikachu's 2-directional quick attack, allowing you to jump twice. Hold down the B button to charge up Skull Bash. The angle of the control stick controls the direction of Pikachu's quick attack. Pikachu will move blindingly fast and it will also cause damage to any character it runs into. Move the control stick during the quick attack and Pikachu will move in up to 2 directions. Be sure to check out the ceiling on the level when you use Thunder. What? Ness is a young boy who's mastered the psychic powers known as PSI. Ness was living a normal life in the suburbs of Onit until a meteor crashed into a nearby mountain and sent him on a wild adventure. Believing in the ultimate powers of wisdom, courage, and friendship, Ness proves that some heroes come in small packages. The key to mastering Ness is controlling his unique mid-air jump, which makes up for what he lacks in speed. His PK Flash attack may seem weak at first glance, but it grows more powerful the longer you hold down the B button. To do a lot of damage with PK Fire, try to burn your opponents as many times as possible. They knew the spam was what you needed to do. Ness's mindset is his best weapon. PK Thunder is a PSI missile weapon that can be guided using the control stick, and if Ness hits himself with it, it turns into a living missile, capable of doing massive damage. This move can also be used for recovery. PSI Magnet turns energy missile attacks into health. Try out certain Pokemon for stamina replenishment. Captain Falcon, usually a relentless bounty hunter, shifts gears to become a race pilot. Once the F-Zero Once the FZ Grand Prix begins, his beloved racer, the Blue Falcon, can exceed the speed of sound, and he knows how to drive it. He'll go down as one of the all-time greats. Now 36 years old, Captain Falcon wears his F-Zero X visor. Falcon style is a balanced combination of raw power and speed. His attacks are slow, and when combined with Falcon's high mobility, he's a formidable combat force. The Falcon Punch packs the highest degree of destructive power, while the explosive Raptor Boost can be used to smash airborne foes into the depths. The Knee Smash, used in midair on foes in front of you, is slow and has a short reach, but if it connects, it'll send foes flying in a long way on a low trajectory. Falcon uses his Falcon Dive to grab a midair enemy and fling them away with an explosive blast. He can do this technique repeatedly without landing, so it can also be used as a recovery move. Bowser has a long history of kidnapping Princess Peach to lure his nemesis, Mario, into traps. He leads an enormous group of mischief creatures, not the least of which are his 7 children. With outrageous strength, flammable breath, and more spikes than you can shake a star rod at, Bowser is a constant threat. In many ways, Bowser is the toughest character around. Not only does he have near impervious hide, but his great mass makes almost impossible to hurl off screen. Of course, his weight also makes him rather slow to maneuver, so when facing him in battle, it's best to press your attacks and not give him a chance to counter. Bowser's fire breath strikes continually, but it grows gradually smaller over time until it barely smoldering. The Koopa Claw rakes enemies at a distance and pulls nearby foes in close for a good gnawing. Bowser's Whirling Fortress moves laterally around the ground. It works in midair as a recovery. The Bowser Bomb is powerful and paves the way for more attacks. Princess Peach presides over the Mushroom Kingdom from her huge castle. Her loyal subject Toad does his best to protect her, always seems to fail spectacularly. Besides her royal duties, Peach is interested in both tennis and golf. Since she's so magnanimous, magnificent. I'm just gonna say that because what the fuck is that word? Magnanimous. She'll even delay to play a few matches with the evil Bowser. I don't know what that word means. Peach's ability to float is invaluable in Super Smash Bros. Melee, as she can return from incredible distances. Balancing this talent, though, is the fact that she's quite light and therefore can be sent flying with a single powerful attack. Her attacks are fairly weak, so you'll have to hang around to win. Peach's Smash A attack will set her swinging with either a frying pan, tennis racket, or golf club. These bludgeoning devices appear randomly and have different reaches and power levels. The princess uses Toad to absorb attacks, and he counters by sending spores out at attackers. Don't worry about the little guy though. He takes his job seriously. The Popo in the blue, and that's Popo in the blue and Nana in the pink. These 2 stars of the game ice climbers have scaled many an ice summit. In the mountaineering careers back in the glory days, they chased eggplants, cucumbers, and other vegetables that inexplicably fell from frosty summits where a condor reigned supreme. They're rarely seen apart. This unique twosome fights together as a team. Your score will not be affected if the CPU controlled character is KO'd, but a lone ice climber won't be able to use teamwork moves, which will make for a tough, frantic solo fight. The ice shot fires mini glaciers out of the hammers, while Squall Hammers is at its strongest when Nana and Popo combine their strengths. Let me get some water. The colors of the ice climbers' parkas denote who's in the lead. Nana's in pink or orange, while Popo's in green or blue. Their hairstyles are also slightly different. Belay allows them to cover great distances, but doesn't give the foes a chance to target their landing. Blizzard is best used at close quarters in the fray. Nana and Popo will sometimes freeze their opponents. That was the first time I did that. Wait. Gosh, okay. The crowned princess of Hyrule, Zelda entrusted Link with the future of Hyrule after a revelation came to her in the world of her dreams. She knows much about the Triforce. In fact, the only person who likely knows more about Triforce lore is Ganondorf himself, whom Zelda evaded in Ocarina of Time by transforming into her alter ego, Sheik. Zelda is a bit slow and because wow, that's just mean. Zelda is a bit slow and because of her light frame, easy to send flying. Because of her light frame, easy to send flying, yeah. On the other hand, her magical skills lend her reliable and explosive attack power. Zelda's easier to use if you focus on waiting and countering rather than pressing attacks. She can use Naru's love to reflect projectile attacks or as an offensive weapon. Zelda's mid-air lightning kick centers immense magical power in a ball of her foot. If she strikes perfectly, the attack is as strong as can be. If her aim is slightly off, it'll be exceedingly weak. Aurora's Wind again utilizes Zelda's magical prowess, this time by transporting her great distances. It's vital to know the lay of the land before using this move. This is Zelda's alter ego. Using a variation of the name of the ancient Sheikah tribe, she appears before Link and teaches him melodies instrumental to his success. It's believed that she's not just a quick change artist, but rather that she's able to instantaneously alter her clothing and her eye and skin color by using her magical skills. Strategically switching between Zelda and Sheik is key. Compared to her Zelda form, Sheik is nimble and has gorgeous moves, but she lacks a strong knockout attack. The number of her needles thrown in Needle Storm is based on how long you hold the B button. Before releasing it, use the control stick to wave the chain after brand dashing it. This is Zelda's... Bro, didn't I just do this one? Wait, what is going on? Alright, my thing was being weird there. I'm like, I just read these. Alright. The best strategy is to use when playing as Sheik is to let her flow from one powerful attack into another. Like a river of Quicksilver, Zelda has some techniques with more punch. However, in one-on-one battles, use Transform as needed. Sheik only travels a short way when using Vanish, but the move comes with a small explosion that damages foes around her. Luigi. The boy. Although Mario's younger brother has always played second fiddle, Luigi finally garnered the spotlight with his very own game, Luigi's Mansion. Things are finally looking up. What is going on? What is going on? Although Mario's younger brother has always played second fiddle, Luigi finally garnered the spotlight with his very own game, Luigi's Mansion. Things are looking up for the eternal understudy. He's even picked up his own rival in Waluigi. The days he's referred to as the lean, mean, green machine may not be too far off. Luigi has worse traction than his brother, but he's a more powerful jumper. His fireballs aren't affected by gravity, so they fly straight horizontally. The green missile is similar to Pikachu's Skull Bash, but there's a 12.5% chance of spontaneous missile fire. Luigi's taunting pose inflicts minor damage. Smack someone with Luigi's super jump punch, and if the timing is just right, it will become a fire jump punch of incredible strength. However, Luigi can only jump straight up when delivering this blow, and if his aim is a bit off, he'll only do a single point of damage. The Luigi Cyclone sucks foes in and twirls them about. What is going on? Why is it going backwards? I swear, sometimes my joystick's just going backwards. I have no idea what's going on there, but we'll just deal. This balloon Pokemon invites its opponents in close with its big round eyes, and then puts them to sleep with a soothing lullaby. It puffs itself up when angry, and while it may look adorable, it's not to be trifled with. It knows several powerful techniques. Jigglypuff evolves into Wigglytuff after exposure to a Moonstone. Jigglypuff's normal attacks are weak, and because of its lightweight, it easily sent flying. However, with its incredible mid-air agility, it seems to dance when airborne. Rollout is a powerful speed attack, but be careful not to fly off the edge. Pound does serious damage, and it can also help as a recovery move. Jigglypuff can put its enemies to sleep if they are in range of its Sing attack, although the attack does not work on airborne foes. Rest puts Jigglypuff into a deep sleep, but at the instant it drops off, an intense energy force radiates out of the exact center of its body. If this center force comes in contact with an enemy, look out. Rest is Jigglypuff's wildcard. A genetically curated Pokemon, Mewtwo is the result of having many long years of research by a solitary scientist. Although Mewtwo was bioengineered from a fossil of the legendary Pokemon Mew, its size and character are far different from that of its ancestor. Its battle abilities have been radically heightened, making it ruthless. As Mewtwo relies mostly on its powerful brain, there are times when it scarcely uses its arms and legs. Since Mewtwo spends much of its time floating, it flies far when struck. Shadow Ball traces a jagged path once released. The longer Mewtwo holds it, the more powerful it becomes. Mewtwo uses Confusion to spin its foes around. Definitely not a speedy character, but its ESP-powered grab and throw moves are comparatively strong. Teleport has strong short range, but it doesn't leave it open to attack. It's best used as an escape move during disturbances. Mewtwo can daze a foe if it makes eye contact and uses Disable. The move is useless unless Mewtwo is facing his enemy. The betrayed prince of a kingdom of Altia, the blood of the hero Henri flows in Marth's veins. He was forced into exile when the kingdom of Dalua invaded Altea. Then, wielding his divine sword Falcon, he led a revolt and defeated the dark dragon Medeus. Afterwards, Altea was annihilated by King Harden of Acania. Oh my god, that's a lot of names. Marth is a magnificent swordsman. While his swordsplay is faster than that of Link, he lacks power and his quickness is offset by a marginal endurance. His shield breaker gains power that the longer it's held. The dancing blade combination uses both the control stick and the B button to produce a series of up to 4 attacks. The tip of Marth's blade causes the most damage, so you should try to create adequate distance between you and your enemies to gracefully strike with that point. Marth's dolphin dash is fast and powerful, but it leaves him vulnerable upon landing. Marth uses counter to block a foe's attack and deal return strike. If you're fighting a counter-happy Marth, grab him. First appearing in 1980, the Game & Watch series is the father of all portable liquid crystal games. The main character is simple and monochrome, but it has a timeless individuality. There are 39 different games in the series, and they have sold over 43 million units worldwide. Pictured at left is the particularly popular Fire model. A resident of a totally flat world, Mr. Game & Watch's frame-by-frame movement is distinctive. His image is known far and wide and respected by gamers everywhere. In Super Smash Bros. Melee, he hurls sausages with his chef technique. The random strength of his judgment is determined by the number displayed. Food appeared on Lucky 7. A man of great stature in the world of Nintendo characters, Mr. Game & Watch is a comparatively light fellow and doesn't feature many powerful attacks. When he's in danger of falling, Fire calls out a rescue brigade to send him skyward once more. He can also catch a missile weapon with Oil Panic. Once he's caught 3, he can dump the bucket on his foes. Immaculate in medical garb, Dr. Mario destroys killer viruses with his amazing vitamin capsules. With his dedicated nurse, Princess Peach, at his side, Dr. Mario spends day and night in the laboratory working on new miracle cures. Somehow he's managed to keep up with all the new viruses that have arisen over the years. What about COVID? There's hardly any difference in the abilities of Mario and Dr. Mario, so choosing is largely a matter of taste. Dr. Mario is a tad slower due to his lack of exercise, but his Mega Vitamins pack a bit more punch than Mario's Fireballs. The capsules travel on a unique trajectory and make him a distinct sound on impact. The difference between Mario and Dr. Mario are more pronounced in some areas than others, but basically they can be played in similar fashion. While it may be hard to spot the contrast, they do exist. For example, Dr. Mario's super sheet is longer and narrower than Mario's cape, and any opponent hit by Dr. Tornado will fly off in diverse directions. Said to be the sole man born to the Gerudo tribe in 100 years, Ganondorf aspired to conquer the world. He plundered a piece of the sacrificed Triforce from the Temple of Time when Link pulled the Master Sword from its pedestal. With the Triforce of Power in Ganondorf's possession, Hyrule was plunged into darkness until Link and Zelda defeated the Fiend. Since he's slow and can't jump very high, roasted, Ganondorf relies mainly on his immense physical strength to overwhelm his enemies. His great weight also makes him a difficult foe to send off screen. Ganondorf's Warlock Punch is slow but absurdly powerful. And when he strikes with his Gerudo Dragon, enemies rise skyward, enveloped in dark flames. One sec, my eyes in a rib. We're looking at a monitor for too long. Oh, it's only been 24 minutes. Ganondorf's slow speed works against him in single combat, but in melees, his crazy power lets him earn his keep with innumerable KOs. Ganondorf can't strike quickly, but each blow he lands adds up. Ganondorf is at his quickest when he uses his wizard foot and dark dive blast foes in a burst of dark energy. Star Fox team pilot Falco's constant air of casual indifference belies his precise piloting skills. He avoids discussion of what he did before joining the team, but many consider it likely that his past was filled with reckless behavior. He's not much for cooperation, but he does respect those more skilled than he is. Where his leader Fox has blinding speed, Falco has his own distinct skill and advantages. He has both a higher jump and a longer reach than Fox, and although his blaster lacks rapid fire capabilities, it strikes with shocking force. Unlike Fox, Falco can stop enemies in their tracks with his blaster fire. Falco's amazing jumping abilities have many merits, but it's vital to realize that it comes at the cost of some attack power and defensive strength. He falls at a high speed, which disrupts potential attackers, but this also prevents successful recoveries occasionally. Hit an opponent with reflector and he or she will fly straight up. This is Falco's quickest attack. Link's younger incarnation is often considered to be the true Link. He was a young boy in the very first Legend of Zelda game, and he has appeared as a youth in most of the subsequent games. Since his debut on the original Ness in 1987, Link's appearance has changed over and over again, each time adding to the mystique of his incomparable story. Young Link is lighter and faster than his older self, and his Kokiri sword packs less punch. Even though his boomerang has a shorter range, he has a greater control over it. He's a smaller target, and while his hookshot has less reach than the older Link's, you can still use it in midair as a last-ditch attempt to grab a ledge. With a youthful spirit in his step, young Link can perform amazing wall jumps. Once he hits a wall, tap the control stick in the opposite direction to send him leaping upward. You can practice to your heart's content in the target test. His spin attack can strike multiple times, even on the ground, and although it's hard to discern, so do his bombs. A tiny mouse Pokemon, identifiable by its big ears, Pichu evolves into Pikachu. It's not very skilled at storing up electrical energies, and will sometimes discharge if jarred. Jeez. Although it's small, it has enough electrical power to give even an adult quite a shock. It often startled by its own power. I need water again. Alright. Compare with Pikachu, Pichu is a tad more nimble and a little more difficult to hit. Those are only two advantages, however, and since Pichu damages itself when it uses electrical attacks, it's best suited for handicap matches. Even though Pichu's tough to catch, it's easy to throw its tiny frame great distance. Pichu is the lightest character in Super Smash Bros. Melee, and it's top of the class in weakness too. For Pichu, it's all about scampering here and there to pick up items that will help it survive. The first warp and agility causes 1 point of damage to Pichu, and the second causes 3, so try to limit the number of times you use the move. The son of the Lord of Faray Principality, Roy was studying in Ostia when the Kingdom of Bern invaded League of Lycia. His father fell ill at this time, so Roy assumed leadership of Faray's army. After his fateful meeting with the Princess Genevieve, his destiny became inextricably linked with the fate of the entire continent. While Roy's moves are well balanced, he's a little on the slow side and doesn't excel at mid-air combat. His blade, the Sword of Seals, gives him excellent reach and makes his double-edged dance slightly different than Marth's dancing blade. When it's fully charged, Roy's destructive flare blade delivers an instant KO. Roy's blade is different than Marth's. He does the most damage, hitting the center of his sword, so a fearless advance into the arms of his foe is Roy's best bet. Blazer is a bit slower than Marth's Dolphin Slash, but it's still a mighty attack that sets anyone in striking aflame. Roy's attack after using counter differs slightly from Marth's. Who built the fighting wire frames and to what purpose remains a mystery. They're a simple collection of wires which house a sparse framework of bones and organs that lends them a rather disturbing appearance. They look rather big and powerful, but in reality both of the offensive and defensive abilities are subpar. This is the female model of the fighting wire frames. The female abilities are roughly the same as the male's model. All fighting wire frames lack the ability to use the special technique, and their attacks lack any real physical strength. Additionally, they're slow and are therefore easy to outmaneuver. They tend to attack in gangs. The multi-man melee mode... Wait, that was the same, right? Yeah, okay. The multi-man melee mode consists of 10-man, 3-minute endless, and other such matches, which pit you against fighting wire frames under varied rules. A particular note is the cruel melee, where the wireframes pull no punches. They'll come after you with a single-minded fury rarely seen in CPU opponents. An evenly imposed figure that the original King of Koopas, Giga Bowser, is roughly twice the size of his scaly, fire-breathing, spike-studded Super Smash Bros. Melee counterpart. Predictably, this monstrous creature, offensive and defensive powers are a grade higher than those of regular Bowser. Good luck defeating this Colossus. The Master Hand awaits anyone who survives the long and difficult road to the final destination. This symbolic link between the real world and the imaginary battlefields of Super Smash Bros. Melee is quite a handful in battles, and just because it wears a white glove doesn't mean it fights clean. Get ready to be flicked, swatted, punched, and poked like crazy. Where the Master Hand loves to create, its alter ego is impulsive and destructive. Consumed with that hollow feeling which comes from destroying one's own creations, the Crazy Hand appears when a player clears obstacles quickly and the Master Hand's power is low. You have only one chance to defeat the Crazy Hand. These food items will restore your health when you eat them. There are 28 different types of food, and the nutritional value and yumminess quotient differs slightly with each type. Party balls tend to hold the largest amount of food items. You may be vulnerable when gorging yourself, but you do need to eat to survive. Maximum tomatoes cure 50% of points of your accumulated damage. Once you eat one, after a brief moment, your damage meter slowly drains the appropriate amount, regardless of whether or not you pick up another item right afterwards. In the Kirby series, these juicy, health-restoring items were a favorite of the Pink Hero. Heart containers drift towards the ground slowly and replenish 100% points of health. In The Legend of Zelda, these items beefed up Link's life meter. In most cases, Link found them in the possession of bosses or hidden in secret areas. Heart containers are often scattered across the land in several fragments. The Warp Star originated as Kirby's ride. It helped the ponderous puffball get around at high speeds. Hop on the Warp Star in Super Smash Bros. Melee, and your character will rapidly launch up off the screen. You'll return in a flash, causing an explosion as you hit the ground. Try holding a direction to alter your landing. The ray gun is toy-like in appearance and shoots short, fat, highly reflective beams of green light. The gun is fairly weak, but since it fires so fast, it can easily juggle enemies. It contains enough energy for only 16 shots. Try dropping it with a few shots left and watch your foes waste time and energy retrieving it. A peripheral device for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System, the Super Scope is a wireless weapon that shoots infrared light to a receiver placed on top of the television. In Super Smash Bros. Melee, it can be fired rapidly or charged up to release a more powerful blast. It only has enough energy for 3 charged shots. Once you grab this item, press and hold down the A button to make the flower breathe flames until it's a power given out. The fire flower is incredibly useful when you want to push someone off the edge of a stage. In Super Smash Bros., it transformed Mario into Fire Mario, changing his garb and enabling him to throw fireballs. Oh, in Super Mario Bros., I'm sorry. This magical stick was used by the character Lip in the Japanese game Panel de Pon, which was later released as Tetris Attack in the United States. Lip's stick caused a flower to sprout from an enemy's head, inflicting damage as it grows. Quickly tap the control stick back and forth to get a flower off your head. I never actually knew that. This magic wand holds 16 shots. Like, I never knew what that was from. God, what's going on? What is going on? I'm not doing that. All right, this magic wand holds 16 This magic wand holds 16 star shots and sends foes flying. I can't read at a low angle when thrown. It's most powerful when Captain Falcon or Sheik perform a smash attack while holding it. In Kirby Adventure, the Star Rod is the secret power behind the Fountain of Dreams. King DDD steals the Star Rod in order to seal away the nasty cloaked nightmare. With its distinctively glowing blade, the beam sword is eye-catching and lethal. At first, the blade is about the size of a short sword, but the length changes depending on who wields it. The blade also lengthens in direct proportion to the power of an attack, so it reaches its maximum size when swung as a smash attack. Smash an enemy with this slugger and you'll send them flying on sight, hence the name of the home run bat. The sound of the bat being swung immediately strikes fear into the hearts of opponents and can turn the tide of battle. It's slightly risky to use, though. It has very limited range, and it takes a little time to wind up for your swing. The fan can be swung so rapidly that it leaves opponents unable to counterattack. It is, however, an exceedingly weak weapon. Despite this shortcoming, the fan is quite effective as a shield breaker, and it works well at disrupting enemy equilibrium. Throw the fan to send your foes bouncing straight up into the sky. If you grab the hammer, you'll run across the screen swinging it back and forth non-stop. In Donkey Kong, Mario uses the hammer in exactly the same fashion. It's an extremely powerful item, but you have no recovery move when carrying it. Every now and then, the mount head will fall off, and you'll end up completely vulnerable swinging just the handle. Hit or throw a green shell, and it'll follow the contour of the environment, causing heavy damage to a character if it hits. These Koopa shells have many uses in the Mario series. They've been picked up, kicked, thrown, swallowed, and even spit out. Mario just uses them as tools to pummel Bowser's numberless henchmen. Throw a red shell and it will quickly home in on random characters and send them flying straight up. The red shell moving around the surface are dangerous to all players, but they may also present attacks chances for players with good timing and strategy. Red shells won't leave the platform they're thrown on once they start moving. Made famous as the unpredictable obstacle in Balloon Fight. What is going on? Made famous as an unpredictable obstacle in Balloon Fight, the flipper stops and hangs in midair. When thrown, any character who comes in contact with the bumper ball on its ends will be knocked away as the flipper spins wildly. Flipper can be a bit irksome in Balloon Fight. They cause accidents to friends and foes alike. Breezy slip and slide along smooth surfaces and will happily slide off the edge of a stage if left alone. In Mario Bros, they would stop and freeze portions of the ground. In Super Smash Bros Melee, they can be picked up and hurled as weapons. Hit a foe with a freezy, and he or she will be temporarily encased in a huge block of ice. Mr. Saturn Race are unknown, but the origins of the race are unknown, but many believe they came from outer space. They reside in Saturn Valley and speak their own unique language. In Super Smash Bros. Melee, Mr. Saturn is just another item with which to pelt foes. These guys are laid back and not into fighting, so you can rest easy. Or can you? Bob-omb. Why am I reading the titles now? These little guys are just what they appear to be, walking bombs. Pick up and hurl it for incredible potent attack. Got my nose itches. If no one picks them up, bombs light their own fuse and start wandering around, armed and dangerous. In Super Mario 64, Bob-omb chases Mario down once they notice him. Pink Bob-ombs are nice and capable of speech. So no one knows, so everyone knows I'm not crazy. Alright, well, like, let's... I don't know why it keeps doing that. It's very strange. The perfect accessory for the ambushes, the motion sensory bomb has been a favorite covert weapon of spies and other stealthy operatives. It adheres to any surface and once armed, detonates with incredible force. When it detonates the motion in its range, in the frantic world of Super Smash Bros, it doesn't take long for it to go. Super Mario Bros veterans will recognize these power-ups, which hid inside brick blocks and help Mario and Luigi withstand enemy attacks. In Super Smash Bros. Melee, they temporarily turn your character into a giant. Not only will your size and strength increase, but so will your mass, making it harder for foes to knock you off. Poison mushrooms made their debut in Super Mario All-Stars, where they'd cause characters life if picked up. These nasty fungi are dark and foul-tasting. In Super Smash Bros. Melee, they make you shrink on contact. With your diminishing stature comes a loss of power and mass, making you prime target to get smashed off screen with even a light attack. This item makes you invulnerable to all attacks for a short period of time. The Starman bounces around and eventually tumbles off the stage, but all you need to do is touch it to power up. It possesses Yeah, it possessed similar powers in Super Mario Bros., except you could harm enemies by touching them while under its influence. Paracel, which was originally used by Kirby, can be used as a weapon to bludgeon enemies. Even better is the fact that players can open it while airborne and float lazily back towards safe grounds. An incredibly useful item in returning to the field of play after an opponent gets the better of you and sends you flying. One of Samus's power-ups from the original Metroid, the screw attack turns a jump into a rotating attack move. When carrying this item, any character's ordinary jump move will turn into a screw attack. By the same token, if you throw this item at an enemy, your foe will spontaneously do a screw attack. First spotted in Super Mario 64, the metal box holds the power to turn your character briefly into heavy metal. Your mass is exponentially greater while metallic, making it difficult for others to throw you. Be careful though, not only will you move a bit slower, but you'll also fall much quicker than you ordinarily would. Don the bunny hood to improve your agility drastically, allowing you to jump great distances and move at high speeds. These ears are a cute accessory. They're even adorable on characters that don't quite suit. The bunny hood was key in Majora's Mask, where it made Link move at 1.5 times his normal speed. Alright. I need the rest of my coffee there. Oh, this is getting long. The state-of-the-art camouflage device bends light rays in such a way that players using it almost invisible. The device fosters confusion, and players using it will not take damage while cloaked. This does not mean, however, that players become invulnerable, so they can still be sent flying or reeling and flying across stage. The screen depending on the damage percent. What is going on? Stop! Barrel cannons were used in Donkey Kong games as a vital means of transportation, and their explosive nature is used similarly in Super Smash Bros. Melee. On the Congo Jungle stage, one can catch characters as they fall from main platform. Careful, the barrel cannon rotation may accidentally send you flying off the screen. Party balls are just what they sound like, a recipe for wild fun packed into a paper ball. Throw or strike one in the air and wait for the trigger. It's time release. Parties are always unpredictable, so here are the odds on how zany your party might be. 10% in self-destruction, Food Bank with 36, Bomb Fest 12%, and others 42%. Crates will release a lot of items when broken open. It's very heavy, so unless your character is strong, you'll walk slowly while under its burden. You can throw crates up, down, left, or right, but it's hard to hit opponents because the throwing process takes time. Every now and then a crate will explode under duress. Like crates, barrels are often filled with items and occasionally explosive. Thrown barrels may break on contact or go rolling along the ground to smash into the characters. Like the crate, the barrel is so heavy, so it will restrict the speed at which the character carrying it can move. The speed differs between characters. Or water, please. I just spilled water on myself. Small containers contain items that fly out when the capsule break. Capsules will explode roughly 12% of the time, so deciding when and where to break them can be quite a strategic decision. Sometimes it's better to throw them rather than attacking them directly. Capsules pack a tremendous punch. Eggs are basically the same as capsules in that they release items when you break them. However, they've been known to explode too. The likelihood that certain items may be inside eggs depends on the type of stage being played. Sometimes eggs will contain health replenishing food items, other times they may hold weapons. These coins are used in Super Smash Bros. Melee coin battle mode. The gold coins are worth 10 points, silver are worth 5, and the copper are worth 1. Hit an opponent and coins will come raining down. If you're knocked off the screen, you'll lose half of your coins. Once time's up, the player with the most coins wins. These balls are used to capture and contain wild Pokemon. Most Pokemon must be weakened in some way before they can be captured, but once they're inside a Pokeball, they enjoy their new home since Pokeballs contain an environment specially designed for Pokemon comfort. Mash Balls are the strongest type. Evolving from Ivysaur, this deceptively toxic Pokemon has a huge flower on its back that emits a cloying fragrance, the scent lulling its enemies into a state of calmness. Venusaur's flower synthesizes sunshine into pure energy for its solar beam move. Think of grass-type Pokemon, and Venusaur comes first. It's hard to believe, but this massive flame Pokemon evolves from the tiny Charmander. Not only that, it can fly. It can fly at a height of over 4,500 feet, but its flaming breath is hot enough to reduce almost everything to ashes in a second. The flames at the end of a Charizard's tail are said to be a fairly accurate barometer of its power. Retreating into its shell and spitting water at its foes is Squirtle's trademark response to danger. It's one of the 3 Pokemon that trainers can receive from Professor Oak. And Pokemon Red and Blue, Squirtle evolves into Wartortle and then Blastoise, ramping up its water powers with each evolution. Blastoise is the next evolution step after Wartortle. The thick jets of water they shoot from the cannons on their back are strong enough to cut through steel plating when in danger. They hide inside their armored shells. Blastoise is so popular among trainers that it's considered the definitive water type. Bro, can we not do so many Pokemon? I just read the entire Pokedex. Clefairy are very cute Pokemon, which makes them popular pets. However, as they're only found in a few areas, it takes a lot of work to find one. Strangely enough, legend has it that Clefairy are more active during the full moon. The Pokemon are known to use Metronome, a move that unleashes randomly selected techniques. Like, go watch that, by the way, if you haven't. But like, I don't need to read all this. Electro, an electric ball Pokemon, is the evolved form of Voltorb. It has the tendency to explode with even the slightest provocation, which has earned it the name Wrecking Ball. Electrode is the quickest Pokemon found to date, and its distinctive white over red coloring is the opposite of Voltorb. The evolved form of Coughing Wheezing is basically a pair of coughing fused together. They tend to float in the air and emit a gas of noxious smoke from the outgrowths that cover their body. As strange as it may seem, diluting Wheezing's emissions as much as possible creates one of the most exquisite perfumes known to man. Ew. Renowned for its kind temperament, Chansey has been known to offer injured creatures a highly nutritious egg to aid their recovery. Legend has it that this charitable creature brings happiness to anyone who's capable of it, who captures it. All Chansey are female, and every now and then one is found in possession of a lucky egg. These water types are often referred to as water dancers, as their elegant fins make them incredibly agile underwater. They can even travel upstream in rapids at speed of 5 knots. Of course, they're not quite as nimble on dry lands. Goldine's horn drill is so strong that it can KO an enemy with one strike if it connects. These star-shaped Pokemon that evolve in the Starmie are found into large numbers at the seashore. At night, Staryu's red center glows and blinks on and off. It's said that as long as its red center remains, it can regrow its limbs. Whether it's related to Cleffa, another Pokemon with vaguely star-shaped appearance, is unknown. Snorlax loves to sleep and eat. These portly Pokemon get grumpy if they don't get 880 pounds of food per day. After snacking out, they always nap. They have cast iron stomachs and can eat moldy and even rotten food with no digestion problems. They're the heaviest Pokemon on the record, weighing in over 1,000 pounds. Bro, I'm tired of Pokemon. Clouds gather, the barometer plunges in fresh snow, falls from the frigid air when this legendary Pokemon takes wing. Graceful and elegant, it boasts long tail feathers that flap in the wing and are lovely to behold. As would expected, its combat moves are based on its cold nature, and they include Ice Beam and Blizzard. Zapdos flaps its wings and summer storms appear, throwing lightning every which way. It is said that you can hear the legend of Pokemon combing as its wings make a very distinctive popping sound as it flies, and an additive to electrical moves like the dreaded Thunder. It also wields a vicious move called Drill Peck. As tradition is onset of the spring heralds of the return of this legendary Pokemon from the southern home. Its bright orange colors and fiery aspect legend to its overwhelming appearance. Sky Attack, the strongest of flying moves, is a perfect fit for this burning phenom, but it's obviously also excels at powerful fire type moves. Mew is an extremely rare Pokemon that has been seen by only a few people. Information on every Pokemon in the world is contained in Mew's cell structure, so it has the ability to use any and all TMs and HMs. Some Pokemon scholars believe Mew to be the ancestor of all existing Pokemon, but the idea is debatable. Dude, you're kidding. Okay. There's not that many left. There's just a whole nother generation. Oh my gosh. Sugar was one of the first 3 Pokemon available in Pokemon Gold, Silver, and Crystal. A grass-type Pokemon that emits delightful fragrance from the leaves of its head. It lives spread on top of leisure. Somebody when call him out. It uses laser. It uses Razor Leaf move to strike at opponents' weak points. Cyndaquil frightens easily, so they are often found curled up in balls. When threatened, they flare their flame at the backs to drive off enemies. Cyndaquil was one of the 3 Pokemon that trainers could choose from at the beginning of Pokemon Gold and Silver and Crystal. No one knows their eyes are open. These adorable spike balls hatch from eggs given off the Professor Elm's assistant. Common superstition holds that their shells are chock full of happiness, and they become good luck charms when handled with kindness. It's impossible to predict which ability a Togepi will call upon when it uses its metronome move, so you better be ready. From time to time, these Pokemon will gather in numbers and perform odd sort of dance to call out the sun. While in the midst of this strange exhibition, their petals brush together to create a peaceful and soothing melody. A gloom will only evolve into blossom if it's exposed to a sunstone. The Aqua Mouse Pokemon evolve. Oh my god, I don't want to do this. The round ball at the edge of its tail acts like a flotation device so it can float safely in the roughest of water conditions. It resides in Mount Mordor in the seclusion. Few off creatures have ever seen. Meryl's cuteness has earned its large and royal fan base. Imitation Pokemon average to battle. Sudowoodo always poses as a tree in order to avoid being attacked. Despite their abdoral appearance, these Pokemon are actually rock types and therefore highly vulnerable to water. When it begins to rain, they vanish. Sudowoodo can be found blocking... Bro, what the fuck? Blocking Route 36 in Johto. These, oh my god, simple Pokemon resemble ancient hieroglyphics found on rocks and resembles that can be more than superficial. Quite a different shapes of unknown have been confirmed, and it's believed that each type has unique abilities. These enigmatic Pokemon can be found in the runes of Alph. A patient Wobbuffet lives in darkness to hide its mismatched black tail. Even for a stoic Pokemon, this creature is a testament to self-control. It will not actively attack on an opponent. Its counter and mirror coat moves are solely used for reflecting attacks directly back. The Scissors Pokemon, an evolved form of Scyther, has arms ending in large, strong pincers with distinctive eye spot markings. Jeez. It's unable to fly very far. Undersized wings, but it can affect its body temperature by flapping them at high speeds. Its sleep look has made Scizor quite the popular catch among collectors. Representing the next step in a technological progress, this virtual Pokemon is the higher powered version of the man-made Pokemon Porygon. Compared to the sharp edges of its relative, why did it do that? Come on, man, stop. Porygon 2's body is extremely smooth and round in battle. It utilizes a special move called Conversation 2. Thunder Pokemon travels near and far, blasting out electrified whirlwinds to carry storm cloud on their back so they can produce lightning regardless of the local weather storm. Extreme quickness tends itself to flight, so they're very hard to capture. A fire type Entei is hotter than liquid magma and as tough as nails. This powerful creature was one of the 3 Pokemon running around the burn tower, so Entei is extremely difficult to seek out and capture as it tends to wander all over the landscape, sprouting intense flames from its body. This mystical Aurora Pokemon constantly journeys in search of places with pure flowing water. Suicune wields the power to instantly purify any contaminated water it finds. Some say Suicune is the normal. Its strange and dramatic story is told over the course of the crystal version of the Pokemon game. Stop. Waters of the Whirl Islands are home to this legendary Pokemon whom few have seen. Lugia lives quietly in the deepest ocean trenches from one very good reason. Its combined aerial and psychic powers are so strong to be extremely dangerous. The special moves of this gargantuan creature include the destructive wind assault known as Aeroblast. It soars through the skies. This world rainbow Pokemon leaves a trail of rainbows and myths in its wake. Its signature move, Sacred Fire, believed to appear only before trainers who are pure of heart. If you see a trainer with Ho-Oh, you can assume that watching it took a lot of work. Celebi has the power to travel through time and thus wanders from one age to the next. It is considered a deity by the forests. Plants and trees are said to grow in the unimaginable abundance where Celebi visits. Like Mew, Celebi is a Pokemon surrounded in mystery. Its special technique blends grass and psychic powers. Today, Toad, Peach's longtime servant, first showed off his strength in Super Mario Bros. 2, then proved to be an agile driver in Super Mario Kart. There are many Toads in Peach's castle across the Mushroom Kingdom, and although they look similar, they have varied natures. Not the best of guards, Toad must often be rescued. Mushroom Kingdom is dotted with these mysterious coins. They seem to be an endless supply hidden in various blocks, and Mario gains an extra life when he manages to collect 100 of them. No one can confirm whether or not these coins are actually used as currency of the Mushroom Kingdom, but it is a safe assumption. First appear in Super Mario Bros. 2 can be plucked from the ground and hurled at enemies. Unlike regular veggies, they often sport eyes or even faces. In fact, when Princess Peach plucks them from the ground to use a projectile, the expressions on the face dictate how much damage they'll do. Mega Vitamins come in 6 colors, combination of the red, blue, and yellow. Dr. Mario uses these capsules by tossing them into the contaminated bottles to destroy viruses. The origin of these wonder pills is mysterious, but the most likely story is that they're the result of Dr. Mario's lifelong efforts to find a cure for the common cold. Pride of Lon Lon Ranch is delicious and nutritious milk. When Link played Epona's song for Lon Lon cows, they would perk up and provide him with a bottle of milk, full of the tasty beverage. The fact that Link sometimes used the bottles that had housed bugs is a matter of questionable hygiene. In Super Smash Bros. Melee, young Link drinks milk instead of taunting. Here's Kirby sporting several results of his copy ability. In Link's hat, he can shoot arrows, while Mario's cap gives him access to fireballs. Donkey Kong's suit punches giant punch, while Samus allows fire off energy shots. Finally, while wearing the Yoshi hat, Kirby can swallow enemies and turn them into eggs. What is going on? In Ness's baseball cap, he uses power PSI to unleash PK Flash. Cap and Falcon Fire give him the power to unleash a huge punch. Pikachu cap, please store electricity charge. Fox ears, give him a blaster. Oh my god, do they just do them all? Peach Crown lets him use Toad. Ice Climbers Parkers allow him to shoot ice blocks. Kirby Fire Breath using the Bowser horns. Zelda in both her forms. That was a bar. Zelda headdress can be used as Naru's love, while Sheik's rap gives him a needle arsenal. Look like Kirby's copied a bunch of hidden characters. In Luigi's hat, he can shoot green fireballs. Copying Mewtwo gives him the power to throw shadow balls. Mr. Game & Watch lets Kirby hurl sausages. Jigglypuff earns a rollout move. Marth's hair comes complete with a powerful sword breaker move. Oh my god. Dr. Mario's headgear gives Mega Vitamins. Falco's beak, Falco Blaster. He can throw arrows, while young Link's cap. Ganondorf, he gets Warlock Punch, and Copying Roy produces a Flare Blade. Thank God. Princess Peach's magnificent royal castle appears to be inhabited solely by the princess and a multitude of toads. Bowser tried to steal the castle Power Stars in Super Mario 64, and in Paper Mario, and surely Archfiend actually lifted the castle into the stratosphere, which is with his own filthy fortress. Once they're fired from the cannons, bullet bills fly on straight paths. In great numbers, they're a nightmare, while Mario can stop most with a single jump. The rare giant bonsai bill is much tougher to avoid. In Super Mario Bros. Melee, all bills are bonsai bills. They burrow into the Princess Peach's castle and detonate with immense power. I'm gonna do that. These airborne menaces used to ride their clouds exclusively as Bowser's henchmen. Typically hover just as Mario's reach and hurl Spinies with irritating precision. More recently, however, they've been known for less evil tasks, such as doing camera work for sporting events and helping Mario on his quests. Pidgeots are wingless birds enchanted by the vegetable-hating Wart to be the bearer of bad dreams. They live in Subcon, a land contained within Mario's dreams. Whether they fly around on magical carpets, Mario and friends were able to use these carpets for short distances once they dislodged the piloting Pidgeot. First seen in Super Mario Bros. 2, Birdo is known for shooting eggs and fireballs from her mouth. Mario and his friends would have to jump onto the eggs in midair, pick them up, and throw them back at her. Long missing from the Nintendo scene, Birdo recently reappeared in Mario Tennis and Super Mario Advance. This long-slung alligator made its first appearance in Donkey Kong Country. You can subdue it by jumping on its back, but its more powerful jaws and dangerous approach from the front in Super Smash Bros. Melee. It swims in the river and sometimes jumps in the barrel cannon to stop players from using it. Shy Guys, there are many types of Shy Guy. Fly through the air, try... Stop, bro. To walk on the ground, fly through the air, traipse about on stilts, wear flowers on camouflage, throw balls, swing bats, sail on pirate ships, carry fruit, do the bamboo dance, ride submarines, play guitars, play tennis, wear red, come in large or small sizes, steal people's toys, cause mischief. Pesky Pachyderm bars the Yoshi's path by sticking poles high into the air. Pachyderm has been practicing his skills for years, and he's so masterful that he can even block Yoshi's high-flying flutter jump. Pachyderm is a little unstable, however, and he tends to topple over if Yoshi pounds the ground anywhere nearby. Dingle is a mysterious middle-aged man who thinks he's the very reincarnation of a fairy. His bizarre behavior and unique speech are just a little pieces of his vibrant personality. Tingle travels by way of a small hot air balloon, making maps of the land. Below him, pop his balloon and Tingle will fall on the earth to sell his maps. High in the sky above the clock tower, The menacing moon slowly sinks towards the city. Shrouded in mystery and the fear by all, it threatened to devour everything and everyone in a cataclysm of fire. Strangely, inside the moon is a beautiful, pristine plain broken by a single tree. The moon breaks after Link defeats Majora's Masks. When Link played the new wave bossa nova, what masqueraded as the lone island rose out of the waters of the Great Bay coast and revealed itself to be a giant turtle. This mighty terrapin is an ancient and wise beyond belief. It senses Link's destiny and braved the storm in order to transform him to the Great Bay Temple. Y'all, I gotta pee really bad, and honestly, it's an hour in. If you're still here, you can wait like 30 seconds, right? Okay, cool. Thank you. Love you. Okay, I went as fast as possible. My hands are still a little wet from the sink. Okay. Now what happened? Okay, 4 giants. Swamp, mountain, ocean, valley. The 4 who are there. Link summons these 4 giant guardians to aid in his battles against the Skull Kid, who's possessed by Majora's Mask. They appear from the 4 compass. Here from the 4 compass points to catch the moon, which is about to crash into Clock Town. Without abandoning the innocent Skull Kid, they're able to protect the town. Master Sword varies a bit between titles in Legend of Zelda series, but it's generally the most powerful blade that Link can carry. It's a magical weapon that can be wielded only by a true hero, and its name implies the weapon of choice is decisive battles. At the end of the Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, Link returned it to the stone pedestal. Captain Falcon's speedy mid-sized star cruiser boasts an onboard computer that allows Falcon to control it remotely. Perhaps that is why it never appeared on screen. In an F-Zero game, without this ship, Falcon couldn't prowl the galaxy like a lone wolf. The Blue Falcon is a state-of-the-art machine, but it's only used for F-Zero races. In the year 2560, an association of wealthy space merchants created the F-Zero Grand Prix in an attempt to add some excitement to the opulent lifestyles. The jet-powered racers have no tires, but use G diffusers system to float a foot above the surface. Many believe the F-Zero Championship is the highest claim to fame in the galaxy. F-Zero courses are set hundreds of feet above the ground and kept afloat by the opposing gravity guards beams on both sides of the track. Mute City, which grew from an intergalactic trading post to a city with a population of over 2 billion, is the most famous stop on the F-Zero Grand Prix. This course layout is from the F-Zero X era. The R-Wing is the symbol of Star Fox. Like the F-Zero Racer, is equipped with an opposing gravity device. It can barrel roll and flip with ease thanks to its quick acceleration and flexible control. In battle, the ship uses retractable wings for precise flying. Every R-Wing has smart bombs as its sub-weapons. The mothership of the Star Fox team. When in battle, the ship's robot, Rob, can assume control of the brigade, allowing all hands to take to the R-Wing. In combat positions, the ship runs plasma engines capable of warp speeds, and in front lasers are effective both in battle and in clearing paths through asteroid belts. Peppy was a member of the original Star Fox team with Fox's father, James McCloud. Peppy was the sole survivor of the Battle of Venom, where the treacherous teammate named Pigma Dengar betrayed the team. Peppy now rarely climbs into the cockpit of an R-Wing, preferring instead an advisory position in mission planning. Slippy Toad is the mechanical genius behind most of the Star Fox team's new weapons and technology, and just lately he's been spending the bulk of his time in research and development. He's also a competent pilot, but his enthusiasm tends to outweigh his technical flight skills. He and Fox have been friends ever since their school days. A boss enemy from Metroid, Kraid lives deep in the depths of Brinstar, immobilizing enemies with his 3 red eyes and his powerful jaws. Can crush anything. He can also shoot the 3 spikes from his belly. It's said that he often fires them at his prey. Once Samus defeated Ridley and Kraid, the way to terrain opened. These statues, which provide power-ups to Samus and have connections with her power suit, have been found in many places, most notably Zebes. The Chozo boasted the most advanced civilization in the galaxy. Some say they could advance no further. They chose to withdraw and observe other life forms. A boss enemy from Kirby Dreamland, Whisper Woods, is a big tree that shoots whirlwinds at Kirby. It isn't the toughest enemy. All Kirby have to do is avoid the occasional whirlwinds, suck in apples that fall down, and then shoot them back at the tree. In Super Smash Bros. Melee, Whisper Woods is quite the blowhard. This mystical fountain is the Dreamland used the power. What the fuck? The Star Rod to create the gush of pleasant dreams that flow like water. The dreams then become a fine mist and drift over the lands, bringing peaceful rest to one and all. It's been confirmed that there are identical facilities on Pop planets near Popstar. At the beginning of the Earthbound, this flying saucer appears along with the ominous message, the war against Gigas. Adding to the mystery are 3 more UFOs which fly amok in the skies over Annette. How all of these alien crafts are connected is anyone's guess. In Super Smash Bros. Melee, the slippery UFO appears on 4 side levels. Trainers come from far and wide to congregate at Pokemon Stadium, these ultimate venues to show off their Pokemon team. There are many different arenas with varying terrain designs, some of which afford advantages to certain Pokemon. This particular stadium is reserved for huge events and boasts a big screen, and spectacular fireworks. Stage of Super Smash Bros. Melee takes its motif from Game & Watch series. It incorporates settings from Oil Panic, Helmet, and Manhold, and it's sure to send wave of nostalgia crashing over old school gamers. If you want to truly reproduce the Game & Watch experience, try playing this unique level in fixed camera mode. This is one of the targets you must hit in destroying a bonus stage, Super Smash Bros. Melee. All bonus stages are specially designed to test the individual abilities of each fighter. Clearing the target breaking levels requires an ultimate combination of skill, timing, and the specific techniques of each character. Sandbag exists for one reason only, to get smashed into the home run contest. Pound on Sandbag as much as possible in the time allotted and swing for the fences as you compete for the longest home run of all time. Getting a hit doesn't hurt Sandbag at all. As a matter of fact, it loves to see players wind up and let loose. Super Smash Bros. Melee borrows settings from many different games to create its stages, but the battlefield is an original creation. While its initial impression may strike some players as a bit ominous, the layout itself is fairly standard, lending it to serious, straightforward matches. Additionally, it's used to pit players against the fighting wireframes. The time passes on this stage. The level appears to travel through a wormhole from the imaginary Super Smash Bros. Melee world into reality. You move through a cloud-filled sky over a vast mountain range, then into the deep space vista of dark blues and purples. The scenery is as real as it gets in this fantastical world. Goombas are actually traders who've defected from the Mushroom Kingdom's forces. They're a slow and predictable nuisance, as they've always tried to wander into Mario's path. Fortunately for Mario, they don't have much stamina, as a single jump on the head is generally enough to defeat them. Commonly soldiers in Bowser's army, Koopa Troopas can retreat into their shells. Unbelievable as it may seem, they're clearly unaware of being kicked and sent sliding into the position. There are many Koopas types, however, with a different shell and unique traits. They all wear t-shirts and shorts under their shells. Winged Koopa Troopas can fly, but they're none too smart. They tend to fly. They spend a lot of their time simply jumping and fluttering around small areas. No one exactly thinks of them as majestic, soaring creatures. They lose their wings and become normal Koopa Troopas if Mario or Luigi jump on their back. 7 years after Ganondorf took control of Hyrule, Redeads roamed the ruins of Castletown, moaning at first. Link was shocked at the state of the town and the apparent lack of survivors. He later learned that the townsfolk had evacuated to safety and that the Redeads were just magic animated into hideous humanoid shapes. These common enemies made their debut in the very first Legend of Zelda game and have been a staple of every game in the series since. They shoot rocks from their mouths at high velocity, but their projectiles are simple to block and do very little damage. Octoroks have little stamina, so they don't pose too much of a threat for good fighters. In The Legend of Zelda, these slow-footed monsters inhale Link and ate his shield, which just beating out Wall Masters for the coveted title of most aggravating enemy ever. Supposedly, their name comes from an old, almost indecisible Hyrulean proverb, shield eaters and world leaders have many like-alikes. Topi's debut in the game Ice Climbers, shutting ice climbers with which to repair cracks in the floor. They kept really busy as Nana and Popo constantly cracked floors with single strikes of their ice hammers. Despite the monotony of their chilly work, these creatures never slacked off for an instant. Bizarre beast appears whenever the ice climbers take 5 during their ascents. Each leap their upright bear causes an earthquake and makes the mountain scroll upward. If the climbers fall off the bottom of the screen, they'll drop into a bottomless chasm for reasons unknown. It sports pink shorts and sunglasses. In Super Mario Bros. 3, Super Mario Leaf causes Mario to grow raccoon ears and a tail. By sprinting and rapidly wagging his tail, Mario gains the ability to fly for short periods. Like the cape in Super Mario World, the tail also reduces speed, and which he fell, mastering the midair movement. Needless to say, real raccoons were jealous. First introduced in Super Mario World, and the sight of Mario riding the helpful character soon became an enduring image. Despite his cape, Mario can't fly while astride Yoshi. The pair can make huge jumps and drift slowly back to Earth, Though, as last resort, Mario could leap off Yoshi back to safety. Mario was in for a surprise the first time he hit a metal box in Super Mario 64. Metal cap that popped out transformed Mario into a living metal, giving him great stamina, a heavy tread, and the ability to walk underwater. In Super Smash Bros. Metal, Mario showed up as an incredibly stubborn mid-level boss. Star Rod Bowser stole it, and Mario wants it back. Bowser vs. Mario is familiar for Mario aficionados, but Paper Mario is a novel. What this game brings to the 3D polygon-filled gaming world is its art style. Everything is wafer thin. What the visuals lack in realism, they more than make up for in unique artistry. Old acquaintance of Mario's, his failure to siege Mario's castle has fueled Wario's desire for a palace of his own. Wario has Herculean strength and can do things that even Mario can't imitate. His unexpected skills include a talent with items and the ability to assume many roles, among them a snowman, a zombie, and a bat. One of the first playable golfers in Mario Golf, she's not all that strong, so her drive tends to lack distance. On the other hand, her strike area enlarged and allows for refined control. She's a very stable golfer, both very well balanced and easy to master, which makes her a favorite among beginners and pros alike. The Princess of Sarasa Land, Daisy, met Mario when he helped defeat the evil alien Tatanga in Super Mario Land. Princess Daisy is a bit of a tomboy when compared with her counterpart, Princess Peach. After her appearance in Mario Golf, some gossip started portraying her as Luigi's answer to Mario's Peach. This tall, thin, evil-looking guy seems to be Luigi's rival. He works hard at his mischief, while Luigi reportedly spent a lot of time training for his debut in Mario Tennis by honing his ability to antagonize the Mario brothers. While it's general knowledge that he is the same age as Luigi, his relationship to Wario is unclear. Give him to me. Womp spends most of their time suspended midair waiting while Mario passes below. They crash down with amazing speed. As you may guess from their appearance, they are heavy and solid enough to make any attack on them futile. Small ones are called thwimps. Despite their weight, they often form groups and bounce around. Shy spirits inhabit Mario's world and have been known to vanish or freeze when met face to face. In recent years, they seem to have overcome their fear in order to pursue tennis and other social activities. They usually appear in groups and fly in formation. From time to time, giant boos make surprising appearance. Bowser's single-seat personally airship doesn't exactly handle like a dream, but it wasn't designed to be sporty. The Koopa Clown car was made to carry Bowser's huge weight, and not to mention a logic-defying arsenal of massive bowling balls. In Super Mario World, Mario busted the Koopa Clown car by pelting it with Mecha Koopas. Didn't mean to do that. These contagious viruses make life difficult for Dr. Mario. They infect everything they come into contact with, and the good doctor must attempt to neutralize them with his trusty Mega Vitamins. Dr. Mario can't stop these pesky germs by lining... What is going on? Stop. These pesky germs by lining up Mega Vitamin capsules on the same color with the nasty microorganisms. In Mario & Wario, an excellent game released only in Japan, this hidden item gets placed on the Mario's head, rendering him sightless. The fairy Wanda then guides helpless Mario past numerous obstacles to the goal. The M on the bucket becomes a W when turned upside down, signifying that Mario has fallen under Wario's wicked control. Famous racing cars from ever popular Mario Kart racing series come loaded for speed with these three different engine sizes, 50, 100, and 150. These cars handling differs within characters driving them, but all of them utilize Mario Kart's standard like drifts, jumps, and turbo, and they are extremely durable and impossible to total. Long ago, when the stork was carrying baby... Stop, we're almost done. Baby Mario and Baby Luigi to the Mario household, the stork was ambushed, causing Baby Mario to tumble onto Yoshi's island. This marked the beginning of the Yoshi's adventure to deliver Baby Mario to his parents. Since then, Baby Mario has been spotted on the golf course and tennis courts. As a youngster, Baby Bowser was already pulling pranks and causing trouble for Baby Mario and his pal, Yoshi. Even at this early age of his evil career, Baby Bowser had tons of henchmen at disposal. Many experts speculate that Mario and Bowser have some sort of connection that can be traced back to their mutual births. Laid-back ravens come in several sizes. The smaller ones flock and traipse around platforms all day long. The biggest of their breed is called Raphael the Raven, and his enormous size renders most direct attacks useless. Instead of fighting, Raphael and the ravens help Mario out in Paper Mario. More than just Diddy Kong's girlfriend, Dixie Kong is a fearless adventurer and reliable team player. She earns her wings, helping Diddy rescue Donkey Kong from the clutches of King K. Rool. Diddy's amazing, quick, and nimble. She's even able to twirl her ponytail in order to float slowly through the air. The demented head of Kremlings and big boss of the Donkey Kong series, K. Rool is a giant greedy glutton with a serious eye tick. While he fits the evil boss mold nicely, he's just enough of a bumbler to have gained a few fans over the years. His plan to blow up the DK Islands with his Blast-O-Matic shows how unbalanced he is. Most Gorons inhabit the stony slopes of Death Mountain. They can achieve incredible land speed by curling into balls and rolling. They also curled up into small balls to sleep. They are gentle and calm people, but their leader Darunia is impassioned and brave. Gorons also use strong and dexterous fingers to make blades and bombs. Jesus. A young girl cares for Link after a shipwreck washes him up on the shores of Koholint Island. She's a talented harpist, well liked for her kind and gentle nature. Hold fast to the ideals of truth and honor. If Link happens to steal something during his adventure, she greets him with the shout of thief. A lonely Skull Kid put on Majora's Mask and unknowingly allowed a great evil to invade the land of Termina. The mask manifests its evil power into the fearsome-looking moon, and the Skull Kid became merely a puppet under its malevolent power. In the ultimate battle with Link, Majora's Mask transformed into 3 separate forms. Ocarina, the treasure of the House of Hyrule, was entrusted to Link by Zelda when she fled from Ganondorf's insurrection. When used in conjunction with 3 spiritual stones, it opens the way to where the Master Sword rested. In Majora's Mask, it gave Link limited control over timing, but it has other uses. It's fun to play as a musical instrument. A rival bounty hunter, Samurai Goro, has crossed paths with Captain Falcon in many a dark corner of the universe. He also goes head-to-head with the Falcon in F-Zero races, so the thread of their races' fate seem to be deeply intertwined. Samurai Goro is famous for his katana, and his signature t-shirt is instantly recognizable. Dr. Stewart inherits the Golden Fox upon the death of his father and soon became an F-Zero pace setter. The Fox, which bears the lucky number 3, doesn't have the highest attraction rating, but a skilled pilot will thrill at the sensation of drifting through corners. This machine requires a high degree of technical ability. An ex-fighter pilot, Jody, brings her skills away. I need water. To the F-Zero Grand Prix. As an ambassador of the interstellar regime, her machine... The White Cat is not built for strength or endurance, however. Incredible light and has excellent traction. A good match for beginners, the White Cat's a solid all-around racer. Team Star Fox, highly powered anti-aircraft hover tank. Its caterpillar-like threads allow for it to perform quick laterals. It can even fly for short periods of time. Its main cannon closely resembles the weapon technology on an R-Wing, so the same rules apply. If you can charge them up, you can shoot the guided missiles. Didn't mean to do that again. Beloved ship of the mercenary team Star Wolf, which was hired to destroy Fox and his team. The ship's ability rivals an R-Wing. As a matter of fact, the Wolfen 2 was an improvement over its predecessors and could nearly outperform Team Star Fox's ship. Star Wolf's leader, Wolf O'Donnell, is Fox's most persistent rival. Star Fox's arch enemy, whether it's a metallic manifestation of Andross or just a hologram, is unknown, but its outward appearance, it's safe to assume that's not the friend's true form. The Fiend's true form. Andross occasionally sucks matter in and then violently exhales, sending out a cloud of metal tiles. Its eyes are its weak points. Incarnation of Andross was so big as to be ridiculous, but it at least appeared to be a living being. Andross was once a brilliant scientist, but was banished from the galaxy for his dangerous experiments from the planet Venom. He readied his troops and redirected his sword of vengeance towards the Lilat system. It said that the orphan Samus Aran was raised by a few survivors of the Chozo race. They armed her with a power suit and taught her the ways of advanced combat. Even burdened with her heavy suit, Samus is as graceful as a butterfly. In the Metroid series, it was standard that Samus would remove her helmet and armor if you cleared the game fast enough. This compact ship is used for Samus as her base of operations. Of course, Samus can't fly it into the catacombs of every planet she visits, so she leaves it on the surface as her sanctuary. Samus can recharge her power suit inside the ship, so it tends to be the only safe and secure spot on inhospitable alien terrain. Parasitic life form that can absorb all types of energy. Metroids have strong persistence to most conventional weaponry. To defeat them, Samus Aran had to freeze them with an ice beam shot and then blast them with missiles. Machtroids, which look like Metroids, are weaker with fewer internal nuclei. The head of the space pirates of Zebes really soars through the space with wicked wings. Really may look like a mindless monster, but he's actually quite intelligent. After the SR-388 incident, where Samus captured the Infinite Metroid, Ridley took the Space Academy by storm, annihilating the complex and taking the Metroid back. When Kirby swallows a fire-wielding enemy, he transforms into a Fire Kirby. Not only does he breathe fire in this form, but he can also spout flames on his entire body, damaging enemies by crashing into them. Fire Kirby wears the bright red headdress of his enemies, burning Leo. The hat turns into a helpful weapon when thrown. Kirby dons a warrior's headband and becomes a fierce fighter when he swallows an enemy skilled at physical combat. Fighter Kirby uses many colorful punches and kicking moves as he overpowers his enemies with his sparring skills. The Vulcan jab is just one of the many techniques Kirby can use thanks to his copying power. When Kirby swallows a ball enemy, he turns into a ball and can bounce off the floor. Where's that? Of walls. It's tough to control, but well worth it for strong attacks. It gives Kirby, after his debut in Kirby Adventures Ball, Kirby has popped up in several more Kirby games, such as Kirby Pinball Land and Kirby Block Ball. Waddle Dee, delicate creatures like inhabit dreamland, carefree lives, and have never considered themselves to be the followers of King Dedede. Waddle Dees are innocent and generally harmless to man and beast. While they have virtually no offensive or defensive power, they'll sometimes try to wield a Paracel. Dedede is the self-proclaimed king of Dreamland. While he says he's king, Dedede performs no administrative functions, and the citizens of Dreamland continue to live as they always have. He's able to suck in air and fly like Kirby does, but only as a result of the vigorous training he undertook after being bested by Kirby. Made his debut alongside Kirby, other friends Ku and Kine, hamsters, but when he puffed himself up, he's bigger than Kirby. He's carrying Kirby on his... Stop. When he's carrying Kirby on his back, he can mimic Kirby's copy powers with some special moves of his own. Rick claims to fame in his exceptional traction on icy surfaces. While Kirby swallows enemies in order to copy their powers, Gooey wraps them up in his tongue to steal their abilities. In Kirby Dreamland 2, he occasionally appears inside of a bag, but Kirby's Dreamland 3, he was full-fledged partner. He could be controlled by setting him up as player 2. The mysterious head of the Meta Knights, he wields his sword with dignity and delivers... How am I getting lost? He delivered his sword to Kirby in single combat in a show of his knightly honor. He strictly adheres to his code of ethics to make him a rarity in Dreamland. Sometimes he throws off his cape in battle, occasionally transforms into wings. PSI Master uses her incredible psychic abilities to call Ness from afar. Ness rescued Paul from the blue-stained clutches of happiest cult, and she became integral to his earthbound adventures. Originally, Ness didn't know either PK Thunder or PK Fire, so Paul probably taught him these techniques. Another one of Ness's close friends in Earthbound, Jeff is the only son of the famous scientist Dr. Andonuts. Jeff is a mechanical genius, able to turn common broken tools into complex weapons like Hungry HP Sucker, the slime generator. He's a bit Fuck. He's a bit on the shy side, but he's incredibly intelligent and brave in the heat of battle. The crown prince of the mysterious eastern country of Dalam joined Ness after completing rigorous training in his home country. While he doesn't stand out amongst Ness' friends, his vast experience and his strong willpower make him a key to their success. Pooh can assume the form of an enemy to gain his powers. So one of the kooky subsets of the diverse cast of enemies in Earthbound, these strange creatures are alien in the employ of Gigas. Variation of the Starman race includes Starman, Starman Jr., Starman Deluxe, and the Starman Super. They all use PSI powers, but their strength differ depending on the level at which they're found. Bulbasaur is a cute Pokemon born from a large seed firmly fixed on its back. Its size as the Pokemon does not along with Squirtle and Charmander. Bulbasaur is one of the 3 Pokemon available at the beginning of Pokemon Red and Blue. It evolves first into Ivysaur and then continues by evolving into Venusaur. Are we just doing more Pokemon now? Please tell me it's not a lot more Pokemon now. Poliwhirl is a tadpole Pokemon. Is a tadpole Pokemon able to live on either land in the water. When on dry land, it's constantly sweating to keep its skin nice and slimy. When in danger, it spins the whirlpool, marking its stomach to put enemies into a deep sleep. Then it runs away. It evolves into either Poliwrath or Politoed. Every Ditto has the ability to copy Pokemon. Oh, why are we doing this again? Every Ditto has the ability to copy Pokemon's entire cell structure in an instant and become the exact replica. They're terrible at remembering techniques, but when they transform, they temporarily learn all the foe's moves. If a Ditto starts to laugh, it weakens and can't hold its transformation. And as adaptable a Pokemon as any yet discovered, Eevee's evolutions changes to meet the conditions of its environment. So far, 5 evolution forms have been discovered and then cataloged for the unique Pokemon: Vaporeon, Jolteon, Flareon, Espeon, Umbreon. All evolutions have special benefits. Little but feisty is the best description for these water-type Pokemon. The first thing when you see something is powerful jaws. Totodile was one of the 3 Pokemon that Professor Elm offers to trainers in Pokemon Gold, Silver, and Crystal. They evolve in the Croconaw. Bad Pokemon that evolves from Golbat. Crobat's hind legs have evolved into a second pair of wings, allows it to fly at great speeds, but limits its ability to rest. The affection a Golbat has for its trainer is vital for the evolution process. If a novice trainer has a Crobat, it shows that he or she cares for the Pokemon. With silhouettes that resemble stars, Clefairy are often sighted when their night sky is filled with shooting stars. Clefairy evolved into Clefairy, but only if it has strong bonds of friendship with its trainer. Since Clefairy are so cute and lovable, many trainers choose to keep it in an unevolved form. Evolved in Jigglypuff are so incredibly elastic that they always seem to be bounced, and they have extremely stubby legs, so for these Pokemon, bounding from place to place is much faster than walking. Unlike its eagerly adorable relatives Jigglypuff and Wigglytuff, Igglybuff has red eyes. A combination of Steel and Ground type Pokemon are the longest. Steelix are the longest Pokemon yet to be discovered, reaching over 30 feet in length. Since they live so deep underground, under the surface of the earth, intense pressure has been made bodies stronger. They're stronger than diamonds. Evolved from Onyx, Steelix is every bit as intimidating as its relative. Heracross are powerful creatures that are known to drive the single horns into the bellies of foes and then toss them over their heads. The immense power of their Mega Horn move is to be said the strongest among bug Pokemon. They are one of the several types of Pokemon that can be found by shaking trees. This is Meowth's dream. Meowth strides all over the globe, scattering imitations of Pokemon consisting Meowth's party. At this wonderful party, guests are packed in like sardines as Meowth climbs on the stage with its faithful guitar. It strikes a chord, pauses, and then rocks their world. Oh, thank God. Leading expert of Pokemon studies seems there are always new and mysterious species of Pokemon being brought to light. Professor Oak is one heart with insightful research. Pokedex is one of the inventions. New trainers receive one and a Pokemon to boot when they start out. Misty is the gym leader of Cerulean City and a real tomboy. She loves swimming and all things aquatics, so she really makes point on collecting Starmie, Staryu, and other water Pokemon. This is common gym leader. Typically the Pokemon kept by trainers tend to reflect that person's personality and preference. Many wild Pokemon live on Pokemon Island, and a vid cameraman Todd uses the 0-1 and his means to get close to them. The 0-1 is fully automated. Its progress is monitored and controlled by a series of strategically located beacons. The vehicle can be instantly changed its shape to allow for travel on land, water, and air. Name is Maru Maruhij. Splendid mustache, and he's the eldest son of long-established card merchant. After stints on a taxi driver and convenience storage clerk, he settled into his role as heir of the card business, which he's been in his family for 5 generations, and managed the Maruhij card shop. 18-year-old Wave Race competitor from Japan. While he doesn't appear to have one outstanding trait, his acceleration, top speed, and maneuverability are quite well balanced. Wave Race Blue Storm. He's done away with his helmet and goggles in an attempt to make his face more recognizable across the world. A member of the vertical air snowboard team of Japan. He's 19, top boarder in Japan, but his team is still working on achieving world-class ranking. Kensuke is a mellow, laid-back guy who gets bored quickly with things that don't spark his interest. He plays a lot of Nintendo games when he's not riding. Dude, what is going on, man? Love Giant, reincarnation of the sun that appears on the solitary island of Doshin. Feed off the emotion of the islanders to grow to giants. The islanders named for the sound of the heavy footsteps. Doshin, its yellow color indicates that the friendly nature. This Doshin likes to help with the villagers' daily tasks. Reincarnation of the sun that appears on solitary island in the South Seas. Doshin feed off the emotions of the islanders to grow into a giant. The islanders name it for the sound, heavy footstep Doshin. The red colors of this Doshin point towards the metallical nature, the malignant nature. It knows but one thing: destroy. Those two things. Custom robo game. Features combats between small robots averaging about 12 inches in height. Ray MK2 is the upgraded descendant of the combat from the original game. It's well balanced game. It's well balanced jumper model, and the Shining Fighter line of robots is a stable design. Let's excel with minimum of customizations. Sergi and Yaiba, twin brothers who were bewitched by the dark powers combined with their beloved robot Spear and Lance, form this illegal robot. The brothers used the Strike Vanisher model as a base, but then added a number of stealth compatibilities. This successful power up is nothing short of a custom robo miracle. Jumper model, the Stunner line of robots was the original use for Nessie, a cadet with the Tsukumi Academy Commander Training School. At the climax of the story, Nessie fell prey to the temptation and stained her hands with the illegal robot Magel. This act ultimately set the stage for an undeniably tragic end. Guy is the friendly neighborhood shopkeeper who kindly helps the player set up his or her house. He has a nose for business, and his customer service is second to none. During the course of the game, his stores start as a corner store and expands to become a convenience store and finally become a thriving supermarket. A wandering musician whose daily life is a bit mysterious. He plays in front of the train station every Saturday night starting at 8 p.m. He has a large repertoire and plays both old and new hits from all over the world. His music is so ingrained in the villagers that it's impossible to imagine them living without it. Prepare to receive a really long talking to if you reset the game. The next time you play, Mr. Rossetti will be waiting to deliver the best scolding no matter what your intentions are. Pressing the reset button will bring your face to face with the fervent characters. Sometimes the only way to shut him up is to apologize. Darren sets off his specialized helicopter to rescue his siblings who have been on their way somewhere among 10 worlds. Helicopter is fitted with an enormous blade which propels the machine forward by slowly rotating. The mazes that Kieran must navigate are narrow and filled with all kinds of strange obstacles. Creature in the imaginary cubist world where the survivalist of the fittest is rule. These creatures have strong, efficient bodies and cute faces of pandas. They form families, group, and treat each other lovingly, yet have no respect for their beasts. Their favorite food seem to be meat and bamboo grass. Strange twist of fate, Luigi wins a huge mansion in a contest he didn't even enter, and the place turns out to be haunted. After meeting a weird professor named Elvin Gad, Luigi enters the place armed with a flashlight and a ghost sucking vacuum. Mario's trapped somewhere in there. Can Luigi save him? These strange beings are part plant, part animal. They spend most of their time buried in the earth, and they'll befriended whoever plucked them, as evident by their devotion to Captain Olimar. Each Pikmin has a leaf on its head that grows into a bud, and finally a flower. Like a flower, the life of a Pikmin is both fragile and beautiful. Main character of the game, Pikmin, Captain Olimar crash lands on a mysterious planet after his spaceship malfunctions. In order to get off the planet, he must gather the pieces of his broken ship, but the atmosphere of the planet is poisonous to Olimar. As a result, he has to enlist the help of the native Pikmin. Top of the line motocross motorcycle can accelerate like crazy with this turbo, but has caused the temperature gauge to rise rapidly. If you use too much, the bike will overheat. You can cool your hot bike down by running over special icons scattered across the track. The turbo and ramps let you pull insane air. This is the main character of the Japanese Ness game that released in North America. Never released in North America. In this quirky maze game, your goal was to work your way through a series of scrolling mazes while battling the cyclopean henchmen of a large winged demon. Tamagon not only has to worry about the evil creatures, but also the walls, which were extremely harmful. Donkey Kong Jr. came to rescue the Mario imprisoned his father. When Mario imprisoned his father, DK Jr. challenge was to collect the keys to Donkey Kong's cage, all the way dropping fruit on his enemies from high above. He was able to climb faster by using 2 Ivy mines at once. This ape is also quite skilled at kart racing, tennis, and mathematics. These friendly fowl are targets in the game Duck Hunt, which utilize the Nintendo Zapper light gun. They appear and randomly fly around trying to escape after you. If you faithfully, if slightly clamorous, hunting dog flushes them out. Once you drop the ducks, your dog dutifully fetches them by nape of their neck and grins at you. Mysterious bubbles can only be moved straight ahead, and as promised stopping, she changes path and sticking out her hand, grabbing a pose. By the way, if a bubble makes contact with a sea urchin, she'll pop and deflate like a bubble. Bubbles protects herself by shocking a sea urchin and pushing them into a wall to destroy them. Eggplant Man debuted as an enemy in the Ness game Wrecking Crew. Even though his movement pattern was very simple, he was a very formidable foe. Since Mario and Luigi had limited means of attack, they could beat this enemy by dropping a dead-end drum on him and by trapping him beneath a door and blowing up the room. After the destruction of his hometown, Mach Rider jumps onto the machine gun. Equipped combat motorcycle is set up in the search of a new home, destroying all the quad runners who got in his way. His motorcycle had 4 gears, endless ammunition. When hit, Mach Rider would break into fragments and then rejoin together. The golden balloon fight is to break your enemy's 2 balloons, depriving him of his flotation device. If you lose 1 balloon, your buoyancy drops, and it becomes It becomes harder to rise as you can pop both friends and enemies' balloons. You have to stay alert in this 2-player fun fest. The balloonist's name is unknown. Stanley's a plucky exterminator who takes Donkey Kong and an army of insects in the 3rd installment of the original Donkey Kong series. Stanley has a tough job. He has to chase Donkey Kong away to another greenhouse with his insect repellent, then climb up the ivy to pump the main hive with deadly spray. The head of the Palutena's personal bodyguards, Pit, traveled near and far to gather 3 sacred treasures that would help him defeat the evil goddess of darkness, Medusa, and free Palutena, the goddess of light. Pit couldn't fly with his little wings. Only the wings of Pegasus let him take flight. Will Pit ever fight again? The assistant to the mayor of SimCity, Dr. Wright, was actually named after the creator of the game. As a player, you'd have to use your wisdom and experience to give timely advice to the mayor. If you did a good job, the city prospered. Dr. Ray is one of the leaders of the all-time bizarre Nintendo game hairstyle contest. Danbei and Hiko are our main characters in the video game version of a classic Japanese folktale. The game chronicles the lives of our fearless heroes from their births to the time where they drove the evil away from the island of ogres. They are accompanied in their adventures by Ringo the dog, Matsunosuke the monkey, and Ohana the pheasant. Aiomi is the heroine of Detective Club games, which were made from the Famicom disk system. In the 1st installment of the series, Aiomi solved the murder of one of her friends, and shortly thereafter, she opened her investigation agency. Since those early days, she's proven to be a daring and peerless crime solver. This rally car tore up dirt and raced through uncharted lands in the disc system. In the disc system rated 3D Hot Rally. While it wasn't as fast as the other 2 car types, it had super strong shocks to deal with horrible roads and other obstacles. Mario and Luigi are in command of this car, although they don't show themselves in the game very often. Sheriff is a game with particularly long history, even among the classic Nintendo arcade games. You aimed the Sheriff gun by way of 8 directional dial controls, which you would depress to fire. The goal of this frontier shooter was to protect the territory from various scoundrels and ne'er-do-wells. This little guy is the adorable mascot for a Nintendo Entertainment System peripheral device released in 1986. Using the disc system, you could rewrite games for 500 yen, an epical and economical feature. Funnily enough, the instructional booklet was sold separately for 100 yen. The disc system was the first game, Legend of Zelda. Nintendo's latest bundle of joy arrived in North America on November 18th, 2001. Wow, I'm old. And the video game fans rejoice. This little beauty is sleek, compact, and full of cutting-edge technology. Incorporating optical media for the first time, the Nintendo GameCube was truly born to play. Rumor has that Super Smash Bros. Melee is a software title for this wondrous device. And that's it, gamers. We're done! That's it. We're done. Go away now. That's it. We're through. That's all. I have nothing else for you to hear from me. Bye.